Asheville is, that's for sure. Although they're changing also. Everything's changing. You got to realize that. And that's the way history's always been. We pass 19B, exit 19B. That's where you turn off to go down to Marshall, the county seat of Madison County. And we're on past Weaverville now. And the next large metropolitan area we'll be passing through is Jupiter and Flat Creek. Am I kidding? Oh, no, I wouldn't kid you on that. Well, for Buncombe County, they used to, back in the 19th century and so, they used to be considered about what we had that would pass for a metropolitan area. We've never had much in the way of real cities until recently. Asheville, even though it's been around since the late 18th century, is when it was originally founded as Morristown. That was its original name. And sometime in the 1790s, the name was changed to Asheville, named after Samuel Ashe, a hero of the Revolutionary War, as was Buncombe County, named after Edward Buncombe, another Revolutionary War hero who helped found our great country by kicking the British out. So, anyway, getting back to my point, it's only recently that Asheville's become what could really be called a city, although it's always been since 20s and 30s, it's grown steadily. But one thing you might consider, Asheville still only has a population in maybe somewhere around 70,000 now. It was 60-some thousand in the last census. Whereas Buncombe County, which includes other towns such as Black Mountain and Fairview and Fletcher and so forth, Buncombe County itself has over 200,000 population. So most of the people in the Asheville area don't actually live within the city limits of the town of Asheville. So you might remember that, folks in Asheville. You don't you don't run the county yet. Okay. In fact, I had a friend that suggested that we might just do away with the city of Asheville and let the county run the whole thing. I don't think that idea will go over too well, but I thought I would mention it. Okay, back to the scenic beauty of US 19-23, northbound from Weaverville to Spruce Pine. And we got a little ways yet to go in Buncombe County. Let's see which turnoff this is. I've been talking and I haven't really been paying attention to the road. Although when I was actually driving it, I can assure you I was. Okay, this exit is, yes, Highway 197 to Barnardsville. And we took you that way 3 shows ago, number 23. Rapid Draft runs the roads and up into the Coleman boundary in the Pisgah National Forest, and got some beautiful nature and waterfalls and flowers and all sorts of good stuff, and I'll give you a taste of it here. We're filming for our TV show Waterfalls of the Southern Highlands, but we also include this in Rapid Draft 23, and now we're including it in Rapid Draft 26. Just because I'm pleased with the photography I did on this one, and I thought you might enjoy it also. This is Walker Falls. And we're back on 1923 and going on past the Forks of Ivy exit. And we'll soon be in Madison County for a little while, the Kingdom of Madison, as we proceed on up 19-23. The future 26, or it will be, as I alluded to earlier, when they get all the necessary upgrades in place where it meets interstate standards. Still, it's an easy way to get to Tennessee. If you stay on this, in about 20 miles or so from here, you'll be in the volunteer state of Tennessee. However, we won't be going that way. We'll go just past Mars Hill, and then follow 19 as it turns off and goes north towards Burnsville. Burnsville, of course, being the county seat of Yangtze County. And then in this trip we have one more county, one more county to go to, and that's Mitchell County, named after Mount Mitchell, of course, and we'll be going to the town of Spruce Pine. Spruce Pine's not the county seat of Mitchell County, that's Bakersville, but those are the only two major towns in that very mountainous but very beautiful county. Oh, look at those mountains up there in the distance, the blue, definitely the Blue Ridge, and we'll be up among those mountains a bit as we continue on the trip here. That's the exit number 13, I believe, to the Forks of Ivy. Ivy's a river, and the forks refer to a fork in the river. A very nice river, and in this particular area, it's right on the line between Buckham and Madison County. As we cross this bridge, we're entering Madison County. And we're very close here to the town of Mars Hill, which is the home of Mars Hill College, a long-time Baptist college, over 100 years old, although I think they've recently distanced themselves a bit from the Baptist church. I don't remember all the details of it, but many of the colleges that were supported by the denomination backed off a little bit so they'd have more freedom than they were getting. I'm sorry, this is the bridge that where the county line is. I told you wrong bridge. Okay, but we didn't miss it by much. And Liston B. Ramsey Park Freeway, I remember him. He was a politician down in state legislature, was rather powerful from Madison County. Not sure if he's still alive or not. If he is still alive, hi, Liston, how you doing? And if not, he accomplished a lot for the mountains. So we need to acknowledge that from time to time. The people have worked hard up here because the rest of the state, especially the people in Raleigh, they don't always appreciate the mountainous area. They sometimes forget there is a western North Carolina up on the other side of the eastern continental divide from them. And here we pass a sign indicating that the turnoff from Mars Hill College is coming up. And that, by the way, is the same turnoff for the town of Mars Hill. It's not like they have room to have a lot of different turnoffs. But Mars Hill's a very nice town, small, but up on the hills, and very nice, wonderful scenery up there. And it's about a mile or so off of 19 here. So if you haven't been to Mars Hill, take some time and go out and take a look at it. Nice town. Indeed, one of the three towns in Madison County, that being Mars Hill, Hot Springs, and the county seat, which is Marshall. A town that's a mile long, a street wide, and sky high, as the old cliche goes. And you visit Marshall and you understand what I'm saying. It's situated on a very narrow strip of land between the French Broad River and mountains rising on the side of it. So it really is about just a street wide, because it's all they had room for. But that's, of course, all my people back to the late 18th century and early 19th century were from the Madison County area, although Madison did not become a county until 1854 or something like that. It was part of Buncombe County. And I was born in Asheville, but my parents took me back home to Madison County because they were living there at the time. And we didn't move up to Alexander until I was very old, 3 months old, or very young 3 months old, however you want to express it. Now, I mangled that one, but I'm not going to take it out. I can't be perfect in every respect, although I come close often. Yep. And now we're coming up on the turnoff to for 19 and 23A alternate. There's a lot of 19s and a lot of 23s involved with the highway system in North Carolina, in western North Carolina here. And in fact, off of this road, this of course is 19W turns off up at Cane River in Yancey County. And then up at Spruce Pine, 19 East turns off. So you get, you can go all sorts of places in West North Carolina and still be on either some version of Highway 19 or 23 or 19-23. So now that I've confused you with that, we'll keep going. There's some logs that were cut. A lot of logging goes on out in this area. Always has. And we'll still be in Madison County for about another 8-9 miles. And we'll go up and through a mountain gap and into Yancey County. And the time is about 5 or so in the evening. I think my appointment in Spruce Pine was for like 6 o'clock or so. And it was dark when I came back. As you'll see at the very end of this show tonight, I have a little bit of driving in darkness just to give you the flavor of it. But we still got daylight now, and we will all the way till we reach our destination in Spruce Pine. And we're behind the school bus right now. And of course the state law is that you stop no matter which way you're going, you stop when you see a school bus stopped. And the Highway Patrol and the other law enforcement agencies are quite serious about enforcing that law because it protects the kids who often run across the road without really looking adequately. Some nice corn over there on the right. Despite the drought, I've seen some nice corn and tobacco growing out here in the rural counties. But I've mentioned this in previous shows, but you may not have heard it. We have the second highest annual rainfall in the continental United States here in the western North Carolina mountains. Only the Olympia Peninsula in Washington State has more annual rainfall than we do. So that means even though we're having a drought, and we definitely are having a drought and water levels are low, we're still getting more rain than most people. So things are still reasonably green up here. Of course, what really is hurting the water supplies is that we have so many more people now than we used to. I know we were up on the parkway last Sunday shooting leaf color and looked down at the North Fork Reservoir, the main water reservoir for the city of Asheville, and it was down as low as I've ever seen it, I think. So that is a problem up here. Anyway, while we riding along behind the school bus, I thought you might like to see how I have the camera mounted. Now that's the camera over my right shoulder, and in the little inset you can see how it's mounted between the seats. I've tried several ways of mounting the camera in the car, and this seems to give the best, most realistic view, like you're seeing it from the driver's point of view. As indeed you are. So I hope you enjoy it. One of the many churches up through here. The outlying counties are definitely God's country. A lot more churches even than in Asheville, and better attended, I think. As we stop and wait for the young gentleman, and there's another one to get off the school bus, and they've had a hard day. Those guys would go to Madison High School, which is not all that far away from here. Madison High School is over in Marshall. Well, I say it's not that far away. It's probably a 15-mile drive or so for them. riding the school bus. They would probably come